Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Aberration. I'm Winslow, and today, with the Spinos, at least one Spino, I'm going to go walk around the blue zone. And you really need to stop whipping your tail in front of me. You need to stop whipping it back and forth. You need to move on while I'm doing my intro. And we're going to I'm going to show you around the blue zone, map it out a little bit, show you some dangers, and then maybe see if we can find a high-level crab or a high-level megalosaur. Okay? So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Okay. So the best way to go about safely getting into the blue zone. Come up here to the end of the river, the green. Just want to check your level. No, you're little. And you'll see some ramps. Sorry, Dodo. You'll see some ramps that go down here. And that takes you in there, and eventually at a certain point the nameless will start spawning. Okay, and as we go into the blue, now we'll get away from the sunlight, and the further into the blue we get, we'll get into the areas where nameless will spawn. We're not quite there yet. No, come on, just die. I want to clear this guy out because I don't want him busting my armor. Okay, so often you'll find at the blue crystals, these blue crystal piles, you see these little round mushrooms. Okay, they inflict you with freezing spores, which can be countered with the other harvestable mushrooms you can get. So I'm going to go ahead and just infect myself with it. What it does is it drains your health, and the debuff lasts for 120 seconds. But if you eat aquatic mushrooms, see how it's lowering the debuff timer? And again, you can completely avoid this buff by wearing a hazard suit in the blue, but I'm not there yet. So I took it from 120 to about, I don't know, 25 seconds. You can harvest those with a bear or a sickle, and you'll get biotoxin in various mushroom spores. And I don't believe it triggers with most tames when you're mounted. In the blue here, you've also got megalosaurs of varying levels that won't aggro to a spino. You've got titanoboas. You've got arthropleura, lots of scorpions. You've got Bigfoot. You've got some roll rats and a lot of little stuff. But the big thing that we've got down here is the nameless. And they're these little guys that they just start spawning when you're away from charge light. Okay. Now, they will continue to spawn while you have your light pet off. But they're okay to let kind of continue spawning and build up, because you can harvest a lot of meat from them, which at this point you really shouldn't be low for meat, but you can harvest a lot of hide from them. And the other thing that they drop, which is needed for rock drakes, it's called Nameless Venom. And I guess that they decided to stop spawning. So when your charge light is on, they won't spawn. Your charge light will also give them a debuff where they take full damage. When you don't have the charge light on, they take, I think, 10% damage. So when they spawn out again, you can safely run around here without the light on. It's daytime right now, but it's daytime, yeah. But it's bright enough you can see without light. I don't have the gamma up. So, and then navigating in the blue here, so that's the green where we came from. In the blue, one of the main features is they've got these giant central pillars and some walkways and routes. Now when you turn your light on, it gives them a little debuff in the radius, and then they take regular damage here. Okay. And as long as you've got your light on, they won't spawn on you. They only spawn on the player. They won't ever be out of the ground. And they only spawn in blue with Shinehorn. They only spawn in blue and red zone when your light is off. Now, this is the other after effect of the freezing spores. When I ate the aquatic mushrooms drain your food. They give you water and hydration, but they drain your food. So bring food with you. Here, up ahead, if you see it, the blue sparkles in the air, this here is a field of freezing spores. So I'm not even going to walk through that. I'm not going to have anything to do with that. There's a couple of them down here. And that, if you load up on aquatic mushrooms, you can run through it. There's nothing really important on the other side of that. It's just more of these pillars. But keep that in mind. If you're going to be running around up here, you are really best off with a hazard suit. But not everybody has a hazard suit right away. These branches will connect to various parts of the blue zone. And there's also there's a huge water zone down here and a cave. We're not going to be going into the cave. But right here, at this structure, if you have the Helena tool, this will give you a Genesis Chronicle ping. And when we get down to the water here, it's actually quite nice, quite soothing down here. There's a lot of crab. There's electric eels. There's your low level jellyfish. There's anglerfish. There's toads. There's diplocalus. There's a lot of stuff down here. And there's rock drakes, is when you should first start seeing rock drakes. There's also berries. Just clear these out. That rock drake is unfortunately stuck in the ground. Let's just help him out. Now, rock drakes are I guess kind of the unique, they're the wyvern-esque or drake tame for this map. And like wyverns, they are raised from an egg. You cannot tame them. And also, this is where you'll start seeing Shinehorns, which are one of the other light pets. And if I had cryopods, I would tame that guy because he's a 145. Ankies are also down here, and these rocks right here with the blue vein in it, that is your metal node down here. So there's metal all over, metal big and small. But down here in the blue, down at the water is relatively dangerous because you can get dismounted when you get shocked. And if you're on something smaller than a Spino, the crabs can also pull you off. And they will pull you off and they'll smash you on the ground and do a lot of damage to you. So you really don't want to deal with that. I am mostly going to avoid being in the water because the electric eels like to sneak up on you in here. A lot of ravagers. A lot of little stuff. Now, if you ever need to rest your light pet, you can go up to one of the glow bugs with your light pet on your shoulder, and you can press E on it or activate it, and it will transfer 500 charge from the glow bug to your light pet. The other thing that you can do is you can go up to the plant species Z that are scattered throughout here. And when you're nearby, it'll illuminate and you can turn your pet off and get some recharge. The nameless are not really a threat to you when you're mounted if you have a good saddle. They'll just be obnoxious. The ones that glow orange, they are the air quote alpha. And what they will do is if they are up and active for some indeterminate amount of time, or I'm sure it's determined, but I'm not sure what it is, the amount of time, it'll summon a Reaper. And a Reaper is very dangerous. So you normally see them in the red zone, but they can be spawned here by the nameless. We should be good for now. Let's just continue out here on our little tour. Let's see here if I go up to this bug. I can give charge to pet. Now then the glow bug doesn't have any charge and it runs away. But at this point that's not my problem. There's also these charge stations that are all throughout, and these are used for crafting element. And I'll do an episode on when I'm at that point on how to craft element, but they're all over in all three zones. I think there's even some on the surface. So we'll show that eventually. Now when I'm going to come tame a crab, I'm probably going to do it down here. Because there's just such a high frequency of them spawning here. But as with most things in Ark, they tend to have low and pooey levels. You get your Sarcos in here. Baryonyx, one of my probably top 10 tames. Baryonyx. They aren't super useful in Aberration, unfortunately, because there's just... This is the only spot with water, and they really aren't super effective against the crabs. They're not super defensive against them. And navigating in here, I'm gonna look at the map here. Let's just think of it as a big circle. And as you go around the outside of the circle, down at the bottom where you see between 70 and 80, where it gets to the darker part of the map, that is going to be your entrance to the red zone, which is radiation. Which we are definitely not ready for. I could go in there though. I could show you how to go in there. Show you how to go in there without a hazard suit and live. Oh, I killed a Shinehorn on accident. Oh, I'm a freaking monster. When you're in here and you're navigating around, it's very easy to get turned around. But this... See, we're right by the Helena node. Now this here is kind of one of my favorite secret spots. We'll get up there. And I will be eventually building an outpost here. Just very, very carefully walk up here. That is the waterfall by my base, right there. Okay. So what I'm going to end up building is a way to have some zip lines so I can get to and from here with Ravagers. And the reason why I want to do that with Ravagers, this is one of the best spots in the map for metal production. You've got many, many, many of these metal nodes. You've also got the regular stone, which you can craft into spark powder. You've got all of these little plants here are trees. You can harvest them for wood. You can burn them into charcoal, and you can basically make a bullet factory here. You'll never run out of bullets up here. Iguanodon, I'm not interested. There is also some plant species Z and some obsidian that spawns here. So when I build here, I will usually, I'll make either a cliff platform, or I'll just build like right here along this edge. I'll just build a little, just a pop-up base with some forges, and then eventually, this ain't gonna work out well for you, Bigfoot. Sorry, bud. With some forges or an industrial forge, you can put gasoline in there, and then bullet factory. And the other benefit of this specific ledge, Nameless, I have not ever seen Nameless spawn here. It doesn't mean that they won't, it's just I haven't seen it. But I have also spent quite a bit of time up here. There's no other way to get around up here with the exception of these routes. So that's the only way to get up here, unless you make some sort of a bridge from the waterfall, which I plan to do. So we're gonna go down. And you get down to the bottom. Snake. When you get down to the bottom and get down to the water, on the other side of the water here leads you to kind of an orange crystal-y zone, which has a lot of megalosaurs in it, and I found some pretty decent level megalosaurs there over time. But it also leads you to the surface. It's one of the main ways to get to the surface. And it actually is the one that in the upper corner, the upper right corner, that connects with the entrance to the surface right by my base. So, I'm gonna go over a bridge here. You'll learn how to navigate through here as you're going. you get lost, just look for the vines, follow them, because they will take you to the center, and then the center you can see the green zone. So don't fear the nameless. They can't really menace you when you're on a mountain. Okay. Up here by the orange crystals, there's another one of those freezing spore zones. And let's see here. More megalosaurs. Which I'm pretty excited to get some of these. Because you need them for the boss fight. Well, you don't need them for the boss fight, but they are my preferred for the boss fight. And okay, so our orange crystals. Get to a spot where eventually kind of the luminescent mushrooms and the moss and all of the bioluminescence fades away and it gets orange, and up here at the top of this ramp is going to be an entrance to the surface. Now the surface, you cannot go up to the surface during the daytime. And if you do, you will die. It's not immediate, but it might as well be. It will kill your tame. You cannot build up there. Oh, he's tired. Probably got some levels. Let's use some more stamina and more weight. I got a lady Spino and I was able to breed her with the Spino I got on stream. And this is the baby. They were twins, twin girls. So here we are with natural light coming in. And it's very hot, and as you can see, everything up there is on fire. And it's super bright. I have the gamma set at normal, so you don't want to go up there during the day because it'll just kill you. But we'll go up there. We'll have an adventure up there. There is specific reasons to go up to the surface. That is where you can get some of the best drops when you're farming for blueprints. We'll go up there. It'll be a good time. But this is one of, I think, 4, maybe 5 entrances to the surface. And I kind of want this purple drop, but it's probably going to be garbage. Oh, that's an excellent time for you to take a dump. I'm always very nervous in the blue. That was actually a really good drop. I may have to take back everything bad I said about drops and aberration. Because that was an Ascendant Flak Glove. Let's see what I got. That's pretty good. Ascendant Flak Gauntlets and an Ascendant Stego Saddle. That'll go on my Stego. That can go on Lobster. Megalosaur. 25. Then, continuing around in the blue, there's lots of structures here in the blue zone. The inner workings of the machine that is the Ark. 95. I I want at least a 120. I'm gonna hold out for a high level megalosaur. So then we got some spots here where we're starting to get into where the eels are populating. And if you end up getting dismounted in the water by the eel, I hate to say it, but you're pretty much toast down here because there's just so many things in the water here that want to eat you. See, that's more like it. I'm glad that one good drop was a fluke. Wouldn't want to offset the bell curve. Okay, so this is that same bridge that we came over when we first crossed over that last lake here. And I usually use that bridge plus the charge station and then this charge station as my markers, my landmarks, to let me know when I'm going down to the red that I'm going the right way. You know, you don't have to go all the way around the edge of the blue zone. You can just skirt along the water. The water here is going to have also lots of pearls, but don't. There's too many things in there that are going to just try to eat you. It's not worth it. On to the transitional zone. So you'll start seeing the plants kind of transition over to kind of a lavender purple, and there's kind of two parts of the transitional zone. It's all safe in here as long as you're mounted. Out of the way. Out of the way. This would be a nice place to build just because I like the way it looks. But it's really kind of far out of the way. And here in the purple, when we get to the upper tier, I forget how big this map is because of the layers. There's some more pools here, and these pools are one of the spots where you are going to have your cave, a cave to adventure through. Oh, we're gonna get that yellow drop. Let's get it. Sorry, glow bug. Nothing on me? Nothing following me? Oh, look. Look at that. Bunch of red gems that I need. Isn't that fortuitous? But one of these... right here. We're gonna cross here. Or Shinehorn in the water. You in danger, girl. So right here, I'll highlight it for you. Up there that's going to be where the entrance to one of the caves is. And the caves in Aberration are fun. One is really, really easy. One is fairly easy, and then this water cave is very difficult. I'm gonna get the hell away from this basilisk. It must be basilisk season because they're all terrible level. When I'm trying to tame one, I can never find a single one, no matter any level. But now that I'm just trying to live my life, they're everywhere. So then here, you know, in the transition zone, as I'm getting closer to the red, but check your level. Level 20. As you're getting closer to the red, you'll come across like one final like river. That's going to have some very important creatures in it for you. So first off, you don't want to go into the red zone without a hazard suit, because it's full of radiation and you have to take some specific creatures in. And I'm not going to go too far forward over there because I don't want to deal with the alpha. I'm sure I could take care of it, but I don't want to spend time on it. Eels. So this is where we're going to start getting to the radiation. Now there are some tames that are immune to radiation, and you have to take those and only those into the red zone. And unfortunately, those things that I just stomped on with my stompy might, the lampreys, they are the early gatekeeper to going down into the red zone. They latch onto you like a leech. They will not latch onto your tame. So you have to they have to latch onto you specifically. When they are on you, I want to say it does a slight drain of your health. But what they do, here I'll just show you, because he's coming after me. I just want to make sure everything else is out of the way. I don't want any of these turkeys coming after me. I don't want any crabs coming after me. I don't want any... See, I'm going to kill this guy. Unless you're high level. Good. That's Spinosaurus Nest. Okay. Lamprey, are we ready to be friends? After I take care of this Sarco. Really? Beelzebufo. Okay, Lamprey. I'm just gonna sit here and wait to see if he starts coming toward me. And it's... I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna wait till after the earthquake is done. So BRB. So the earthquake's done. I don't want to jump down into the water during an earthquake because it'll splish splash me around. But the lamprey will just come up to you, latch on, and it applies 2 debuffs to you. One is a charge. You see the double ring of charge light around you. It just hangs out on your chest. And so you could turn your light pet off if you want, but you'll still have charge. So Nameless will leave you alone. But it also gives you radiation protection. So you have 10 minutes of radiation protection. So we're going to go into the red just for a little bit and get some red gems if we can find some nearby. and then hopefully be able to make a gas collector. So just clearing out any last remaining bad guys around me, because while I'm off the Spino, I don't want anything bothering me. This big red cluster you can't harvest, but these smaller red and purple you can. And these little birds that are here, those are featherlights. They are the charge pet, which is native to the red zone. Tame them the same way. So I'm just gonna get these red gems after I fix my weight. The one thing I don't like about Spinos is dismounting them is always kind of a because you never really dismount the same way. Okay, got the gems. I am going to quickly head back up to this toward home because time's running out. Alright, I'm back home at base and I've sorted everything, and we're now going to make the gas collector. I did get enough gems, and the gas collector is really cool. It pulls congealed gas balls out of the gas veins that are around the map, one especially which is right outside my base. And it's nice for two reasons. Did I lose my... No, I'm just dumb. It's nice for two reasons. So when the gas vein is bursting like that, it'll suffocate you with poison. So you can't go near it. Now you can place, or you can pick up the gas balls that come out, but if you get too close, it'll poison you. When you put the gas collector on there, it eliminates the burst and all of the gas around it, and then it will periodically, it'll fill up over time with gas balls. It does damage itself over time. It has a durability, but it's really high durability and it'll last for a really long time. So we'll come back at a later date and I'll show you some of the uses of gas balls. But that also right there is another huge milestone. I wasn't planning on getting that, but it worked out. So I think that's pretty cool. And with that, I'll wrap things up here. I want to thank you again for joining today on this aberration adventure into the Blue Zone. I hope that you found it helpful, and I hope there was something that you can use in your playthroughs with Ark in the Blue Zone. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for anything that I could do better, or anything you would specifically like me to do or would like to see, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below, or you can reach out to me to any of the social media links that are provided, including the Discord channel, which is doing pretty great. Thanks again, take care, we'll see you next time.